my top 5 Premier League players this season. Starting at number 5, we have Heung-min Son, who's had an absolutely fantastic season at Tottenham Hotspur. 16 matches, 12 goals, 5 assists. And now I want to be clear. These arguments are not just statistically based. These are based on what I've seen, what I've watched. And Son, has there been a player this season in the Premier League better on the counter-attack? I don't think so. I mean, the way that he is able to break going forward for Tottenham Hotspur, it's just been immense. I think the level of quality that he brings to the Spurs side, the way he's able to run off of Kane, I think they're so perfect as a duo, because Kane will check down, Son will make those runs in behind and really stretch the pitch, making it easier for Kane and other players on Tottenham to operate. And I think what I really like about Son is where he's taken his game to this next level under Jose Mourinho, or in this past season, has been his finishing, has been so accurate. I mean, the thing with Tottenham, and especially with Son this year, is every time that they create an opportunity, they finish it. They do not create 10, 20 opportunities. What they do is they create 4 or 5, and they bury those chances. And I think him taking his finishing to that next level with that precise and accuracy that he has, for me, is what warrants a top 5 spot for him. So that's why I have Heung-min Son number 5. Number 4. We have Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, 16 matches, 11 goals, 7 assists. Now with Bruno, I don't even want to mention stats because you guys are like, oh, it's all penalties and all this nonsense, all right? Bruno Fernandes has been a special player this year in the Premier League. Without Bruno, I don't even think United would be contending for the top 4 right now. And here's why. Bruno Fernandes has played very well in almost every match. When he doesn't play well, he still finds a way to impact the match in terms of he's able to come up with a goal or some sort of assist. And what he does so well with Bruno is Bruno is able to get on the ball in these dangerous areas and drive with it, but then also facilitate for his teammates as well. And I think his balls over the top and in behind in the final third are one of the most underrated aspects to his game. I think time and time again, we see these lofted balls, these through balls that he's able to play Rashford into. I think one of the reasons why we're seeing Rashford perform so well is some of that service from Bruno Fernandes is fantastic. It's immense, it's special. And Bruno is underrated also with regards to his scoring ability. You know, he is able to score from many places on the pitch because he has a long-range shot that is very precise, very accurate as well. And he's always just in the right place at the right time. And his pressing too, he leads with the press. The way he initiates the press for United, he's always very active. He gets up and down the pitch. He's flary, he's flashy, and he adds a bit of flavor to this United team that for many years has been very dry. And for me, I think the performances warrant the number 4 spot on this list. Moving to number 3, we have Jack Grealish. 15 matches, 5 goals, 7 assists. Again, don't let the stats detract from how good he's been this season. What Jack Grealish does is, I think he's the best on-ball dribbler in the Premier League. The way he just glides past players on the ball is insane. I think his impact at Villa cannot be like overspoken. Like it's insane what he's able to do for this Aston Villa side. And his versatility stands out for me in terms of the way he can play as an attacking midfielder underneath the striker, or the way he can pop out wide on the wing and be involved in that regard. And I think his versatility is what makes him such a special player, because he can fit whatever that Villa team needs, all right? If they need a winger who's going to look to go out 1v1, he can do that. If they need an attacking midfielder who can look to facilitate, look to assist, look to help his teammates get in behind, help Watkins get in behind, he can do that as well. He can also drift forward when Watkins checks the ball. If Watkins checks the ball, he can drift forward. So I think Grealish's versatility, for me, is what puts him up there as one of the best players in the Premier League. And again, the way he glides with the ball is special. You don't really see much like it in the Premier League. In terms of, he's not a raw pace player, but he's got such good control of the ball. In aspects of his game, in these tight areas, he does remind me a bit of Zidane. Not saying they're necessarily super similar, but in those tight spaces, his ability to manipulate the space, get himself in between the defender and the ball is special. All right, I want to move over now to Mohamed Salah at number 2. Salah, 16 matches, 13 goals, 3 assists. All right. That is special. That is a special player here. What Mohamed Salah offers is consistency, all right? And again, I don't think Liverpool would be at the top of the Premier League table right now if it weren't for Salah's performances. I mean, let's be honest, if you take Salah out the side, they're not going to be the top goal scoring team anymore in the Premier League. They're not going to be at the top of the table. Liverpool right now are in the position they are in. Largely, I'm not giving it all the credit to Salah, but largely due to what he's been accomplishing this season at Liverpool. The accuracy, when Salah's on, and he's been on the season, the accuracy at which he finishes, the number of chances he creates, I mean, it is insane. His left foot is lethal, cutting inside on that left foot. I mean, he can pinpoint the corner, the side netting. It is insane, the accuracy that he shoots with. And also, just the number of chances he creates, you're bound to score like this when you create so many chances. And I think the thing with Salah is it's an insane control of the ball. We can talk about his speed in that kind of ability all day long, but it really is about his control of the ball that allows him to manipulate defenses, make such smart runs in behind. And I think he adds value to Liverpool in more ways than just scoring as well. I know his assists aren't extremely high, but there's so many times too where he is just the pass before the assist. So yeah, Mohamed Salah for me, number 2 this season. I think, in order for Liverpool to really kick on for their title opportunity, he's going to have to be just as good as he was in this first half of the season. Moving to my first player on this list, the best player in the Premier League this season. Is there even a question? For me, it has to be Harry Kane. This is the best Harry Kane that I have ever seen, okay? The last couple years, Harry Kane had maybe taken a step back. Well, under Jose Mourinho, Kane has returned with a vengeance. 16 matches, 10 goals, 11 assists. And Kane has played very differently to how he has in previous seasons in terms of he is dropping in more a little bit as a false 9, and it hasn't hurt his goals. He's still scoring at a high rate, but now he's added assists to his game as well because he's dropping in to get the ball, then to look to slip players like Son, Bergwijn, in behind, Lucas in behind as well. So the way Kane is playing is insanely smart. I think you've got to give him so much credit for it. And also what I have to say about Kane as well is his accuracy with the way he finishes his chances. And I think that's a consistent theme with many of these players, especially Kane, Salah, and Son that are all on this list, is when they do get these opportunities, every single time they take the opportunity, they put it in the back of the net and they punish the other team for making a mistake. And that's what impresses me so much about Harry Kane. I mean, just the goal and assist output is insane. And something that should be given a lot of praise for, but I think it's more about when you watch all 5 of these players, but especially Kane, the impact he has at Tottenham. If you take him out of that Tottenham side, I mean, where do they even fall on the table? Again, I think that's the thing also with this list is how valuable these players are to their team. You pull Son, you pull Fernandes, you pull Grealish, you pull Salah, you pull Kane from their respective teams, and none of these teams are nearly at the level that they were before. There's not a substitute on that team that can replace them. They are irreplaceable players. So, guys, that is my top 5 Premier League players this season. Harry Kane 1, Salah 2, Grealish 3, Bruno Fernandes 4, and Son 5. Make sure to share yours down below in the comments. And yes, hopefully you guys did enjoy that little segment there.
Give me that AK.
Everybody's grounded, but I'm off to the races. Yeah, you know I'm lost and they on other places. Maybe sometimes it's good to be complacent.